Hello YouTube and welcome to another mouse review. We're here with the SteelSeries Aerox 3 wireless. You guys may have seen the unboxing we did on the channel a few weeks ago. I think it might have been last week. Just dropped it. 66 grams, very easy to drop, very lightweight. Anyways, I think I finally have my thoughts on this mouse and I want to give you guys my thoughts. So, number one, clicks on this mouse, fantastic. Shape of the mouse. I have 20 centimeter hands by about 10 centimeter hands. It fits very similar to a G305, but the biggest difference is that it's a little bit more comfortable. It's slightly bigger in the back. It's slightly bigger overall. It's still just as wide, but I feel very at home gripping this. However, this is the biggest thing. All right, there's two things. First, let's talk about the feet. Everyone on Reddit and their mother is complaining about these feet being scratchy. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It kind of goes, it doesn't sound as good as Hyperglides, but in game, I'm really not noticing it at all. And I'm assuming third-party companies are going to come out with aftermarket feet for this mouse. So that will fix that issue. But I have one issue with this mouse. I don't understand why this is a thing, but this is the one big deal breaker for me with this mouse. The side buttons are absolutely god-awful. So one of the reviews I read right off the bat, people were basically saying that it feels like you're basically putting your finger up against a toothpick. So you guys can see like that lip that we're looking at, that edge. When you put your finger up against it, the only point of contact is it's actually like a toothpick. It's like a sharp point that your thumb feels the whole way. And then on top of that, the buttons aren't even the same size. So the front button, it is easier to press. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But the back button, because of the way, basically, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but the shell essentially curves right there. So it's already barely sticking out of the shell. But when you fully compress this back button, it goes into the shell. Can you guys see that? So you're literally pushing and you're rubbing your finger up against the shell. It's horrible. You basically feel, you go from feeling the single toothpick that's pushing up against your finger to feeling two toothpicks on the side and no middle button. So when you're in a position where you're trying to, I noticed in Fortnite, I did not notice it as much, but in games where I was using it for push to talk, Counter-Strike is my push to talk key, and I'm going to just hold it down and play. I'm uncomfortable. All I'm feeling is the sides of the shell. And it's a damn shame because other than that one issue, I would say this is basically a perfect mouse. I do prefer mice where you can put in like AA, AAA batteries to charge it. So instead of having to wait for it to charge, you could just put in fresh batteries. But that's such a minor amount of times that really happens. The sensor feels great. I think the wireless is still as good. One other thing I do want to note with this mouse, if the side buttons aren't a deal breaker for you, it's not really a deal breaker, but something to note is with the Logitech mice, when the computer is asleep and you want to wake the computer up or wake the mouse up, all you have to do is just move the mouse on the table. And on this mouse, in order to wake it up, you need to actively click the switches. So it's a slight difference, but it's definitely put me in positions where I think that the mouse is not responding or something's broken, when in reality, I just have to click the mouse a couple times to make it work. But in summary, SteelSeries with the Aerox 3 wireless, great shape. The clicks are great, but for whatever reason, the side buttons are horrible. I've used them for the last week. I think it depends on what your side button usage is to see if you can really get used to it or not. For my own sake, I notice it enough when I'm just using it for push to talk that it makes this mouse, it makes it relatively unusable for me, I hate to say that, but come on, SteelSeries. Like, why are the steel buttons pushing all the way into the mouse? I think my next mouse I'm going to be checking out is the G Pro Wireless Ultralight Edition. Logitech tweeted, you guys can check out their socials, that sometime tomorrow, they're going to make an announcement. I don't think the actual product's going to drop, but they're going to make an announcement to when it's available. And if you guys don't know anything about the G Pro Wireless or the G Pro Wireless Ultralight, it's a very safe shape. People describe it as basically a bar of soap. So it's like this mouse, more rounded corners. Everything's very safe. So there's no crazy edges or anything. But they reduced the weight to, I believe, 60 to 63 grams, and this mouse is at 66 grams. So they're roughly going to be the same shape, but I have a weird feeling that Logitech is going to do a way better job with the side buttons. I know the G Pro wireless side buttons were good. They didn't go fully into the shell. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this Aerox, SteelSeries Aerox 3 one-take review. And I don't care if you guys watched it on Twitch or YouTube, either way. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to give my Twitch channel a follow. If you guys are watching this on Twitch, make sure to give my YouTube channel a follow. Just search Yoms on either one. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next One Take Mouse Review.